Welcome to football's Play to Win, the fastest 45 minutes on TV.
Today's show is being brought to you by Nissan, the Orlando Law Firm, and Longhorn Steakhouse. Today's Hometown Team Report is brought to you by Mellow Mushroom Pizza Bakers, a higher order of pizza for your tailgating events.
All right, let's meet everybody. Jeffrey, Bob, Nikki, Chuck, Bob Squared. And we're going to talk about Georgia to begin the program, as we often do. And the question about Georgia at this point in the season is, can they still make the playoff?
Too soon.
Nah, it's never too soon.
No.
They got to
Just
beat
the
Alabama.
wounds.
Yep.
This is that fever. You know, they're already in the SEC championship, so what you have here is their opportunity to have a bad game, a horrible game, actually get beat up by Auburn. And if Auburn does the right thing, they can meet Auburn in the SEC championship and ride that one loss in to a playoff.
Well, sometimes a loss is the best thing for a team.
Yes, sir.
You know, it gets them back to the basics. And I think that's a good motivation for Georgia. Step back, fix the things that they struggled against Auburn, particularly the run defense, and get after the next group, and that's going to
They
be
got to
successful.
close. But if they win their next two games and they beat either Auburn or Alabama, they're in. There's no way they're not.
Okay, Nikki, the SAT Bowl, or at least I'm calling it that, Tech and Duke.
Well, if they even get to make it to a bowl, I mean, now that the ACC championship is out of reach for Tech, their goals are a little more modest. Now it's all about becoming bowl eligible. So Tech has got to beat Duke. That'll give them 6 wins, get them into bowl eligibility. The bigger deal is that Tech has got to win away from home. They are 5-0 at home, 0-4 on the road with their true road games. So they don't do well away from Bobby Dodd.
And Duke always gives them a hard time. And these coaches don't like each other either. So
See, that's my choice for Tennessee's coach,
Yeah,
David Cutcliffe. That's
Yeah.
who we need.
He's a great guy.
Yeah, he is.
he's a good coach.
Yeah, he's a good coach.
Yeah, it's a good selection. You've got a lot of power
yeah.
there at Tennessee. All he's got to do
I
is
don't know
make
about
a
that,
phone
but
call,
I don't know about
and
that.
your guy is in. And let's talk Falcons. Adrian Claiborne.
He had a magnificent day, you know,
Yeah.
6 sacks. Anytime you do that, I mean, it's a phenomenal effort. And I love the way Adrian went after the pass, you know, rushed the pass. It was just really great, really great.
Look, and what you
The
see
beast.
right here is Adrian Claiborne, and Chuck is being modest. Some of that 6 sacks performance is because Chuck Smith trains that monster.
Yeah.
You know, one-on-one. Chuck teaches him a lot of things that Chuck had when he beat Willie Roaf, an NFL Hall of Famer. Chuck beat him for 5 sacks, and what it shows is defensive guys rise up at big opportunities.
Yeah, what do you teach him? What kind of things do you talk to him about?
Well, the things that I teach 4 vital keys to developing a pass rusher. I have a system called the VGHH system, vision, get off, hands, and hips. First thing you got to develop is your eyes, then you got to focus on your get off, then your hands and your hips are developed after that. And you just teach them signature pass rush moves. The cross chop is what Adrian uses. You know, Reggie White uses a rip hump. Derek Thomas is a speed rusher. You know, in this day and time, Von Miller has multiple moves. So you want to teach them the moves, because every great rusher has signature pass rush moves, and Adrian Claiborne has the cross chop, and it is deadly. I look forward to seeing what he does against Seattle. He's going to have a monster year. He's going to continue to get sacks.
Yeah, we need to get a video. We need to get a video.
Is there going to be a quiz on what you just said? I put my hand up on my hip. When I did,
Hips!
That's my first love, pass rush, so I've always liked it for a long time.
All right. Now, next up, we're going to have the dog report. But first, we have our trivia question.
Thanks, Bob. What Falcons player had 5 sacks in a game twice? Was it A, Chuck Smith, B, Jesse Tuggle, C, Claude Humphrey, or D, Tommy Novus? We'll have the answer when we come back.
You never know when the moment will strike, and when it does, you want to be ready. Mellow Mushroom's craft pizza, beer, and cocktails can help you enjoy a more satisfying eating experience. Mellow Mushroom is safe for daily use. If you find yourself sitting in a Mellow Mushroom for more than 4 hours, you may want to go home and come back another day. Mellow Mushroom is not for everyone. Just kidding, it is. Ask your doctor about Mellow Mushroom. He may want to come with you.
As an athlete, you know winning doesn't come easy. When you get injured, it's no different. It's hard work coming back, but you accept the challenge. At GMC Sports Medicine, we've built one of the top programs in the nation with the most sports medicine fellowship-trained doctors and the largest team of certified athletic trainers in Georgia, managing 42,000 athletes. Getting you back to peak performance is our challenge. and it's game on.
Let's get the big guy in place.
The Ford year-end sales event is here.
I can guide you in.
No thanks, Santa. I got this.
Hey, it looks a little tight.
Perfect fit. Santa needs an F-150.
That's Ford, America's best-selling brand. Now get exclusive holiday offers across a full lineup of Ford cars, trucks, and SUVs. Like 0 for 72 plus $1,500 cash back on F-150. Plus all active and retired military and veterans get an additional $1,000 appreciation cash on top of all current offers.
Feast on one of Longhorn's steakhouse cuts. 12-ounce New York strip, center cut Flo's filet. For a limited time, 14-ounce Delmonico. The feeling, the flavor, the place. Longhorn Steakhouse. You can't fake steak.
Today's NFL Report is brought to you by Nellie Ford, Sandy Springs. The car you want, the name you trust. It has to be Nellie Ford, Sandy Springs.
Welcome back. Our trivia question is, what Falcons player had 5 sacks in a game twice? Was it A, Chuck Smith, B, Jesse Tuggle, C, Claude Humphrey, or D, Tommy Nobis? The answer is C, Claude Humphrey.
All right, so the answer is Claude Humphrey.
Claude, big Claude.
Not Chuck Smith.
I'm a huge fan. I'm a huge fan of Claude.
Number 87.
All right, how about that?
He has a gold jacket.
That's
Chuck
right.
has a gold tie.
That's all I'm getting is a gold tie. He's a legend. I'm
He
just
is.
I'm just thankful to play.
Yep, he's a great player. I knew him pretty well, did a lot of interviews with him. All right, let's take a look at the NFC South standings now. New Orleans Saints at 7-2, and the
what a
Panthers at
thump.
7-3.
Saints a sleeper. Man, look, the Saints, think about the Saints now. Nobody thought they was going to do anything
Nothing.
this year. I got a lot of respect for what the Saints doing. I'm telling you, Drew Brees spent
D,
money.
and D.
It's like the Twilight Zone.
Exactly, great call.
Well, it was an 0-2 start. That's why we were sleeping on the Saints. But
Right.
what we got was Drew Brees coming back like he should, but he has 2 other pieces of that monster. Kamara, Chuck's friend, and Mark Ingram running back. And they ran the ball like 15, 25 straight times in the game. So Chuck knows about Kamara, UT guy,
I love
Vol for
Kamara.
life.
And you know, your guy, Christian McCaffrey, he did pretty good last week, but Kamara, I think, is a better player than Christian McCaffrey.
Okay,
The
to
Saints-
UT,
You do.
Vol for life.
It's like the Twilight Zone. The Saints are running the ball. Their defense
Right.
is excellent. That's not what you figure the Saints are being. They're having a great year.
And the Falcons get him twice coming
Yeah.
up.
Those games are going to be monumental. I'm going to tell you this. I can't wait till the Falcons play the Saints. I'm excited about it. Now, I'm really excited about a lot of teams that are coming in here, but that Saints-Falcon game, both of them are going to be, mega. They're going to be, I believe, just special.
Great games.
I really do.
And they
I
have
really
been
do.
historically, but
Yep.
this year, really good.
Yeah,
good
a
I'm
lot
gonna
on
make
the
sure I
line.
wear protective headgear because those Saints fans, they don't spare women, children, elderly, not
Right.
nothing.
Pets, family
Man,
pets,
they're
nothing.
tough
All right,
families.
Bob Whitfield, how good are the Eagles?
Well, they're leading the division, and what they have is defense. They have guys like Fletcher Cox, Vinnie Curry, getting stops for that defense so that the quarterbacks can come back on the field. Wentz.
Well, the crazy thing to me is this quarterback matchup because Dak Prescott, Carson Wentz, you'd be a fool to not think that there's some sort of competition going on between those two. Obviously, Dak Prescott last year, Rookie of the Year, had his season. Now Carson Wentz, the front runner for the MVP. Both of these guys were unsuspected starters, and now they've become these franchise quarterbacks. So I think that's a really cool storyline with those two. Of course, both of them are like, we're just focused on the game. It's not about us. You're right.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jeff.
Jeffrey's picks.
Washington and New Orleans, you got to give New Orleans all the credit in the world. They're 7.5-point favorite. Washington, they hang in, and then at the end, they just can't make it. Give the 7.5 with New Orleans. Philly at Dallas. Dallas got a little exposed last week. They need to run Elliott. Give the points with the Eagles.
All right, we'll be back with more football. Play to win.
I'm talking tough, like a state of mind. Tough, like a soldier on the front line. Tough when it gets rough, like my Ford truck. Always enough. I'm talking tough.
Hurry into Nally Ford and get 0% APR for 72 months on 2016 F-150 XLT, plus over $4,000 in bonus cash.
Hey y'all, we're Low Cash and we love Nally Ford and NallyFord.com. It has to be Nally Ford, Sandy Springs.
This is it.
Make your holiday easy and delicious with This Is It Barbecue and Seafood. Place your online order today from our special holiday menu featuring delicious smoked or fried turkey, smoked spiral cut ham, sides like cornbread dressing, collard greens, and baked mac and cheese, desserts like sweet potato pie, assorted cakes, and strawberry shortcake. And add our delicious fresh brewed drinks to complete your order. The discounted holiday packages are the best. Go online to thisisitbbq.com to see the full menu and to place your online order.
What's that? Some Mega Millions winner living out her fantasy. Aunt Edith.
Mega Millions in my pocket, Aunt Edith made it. Walking round jet setting pink poodle diamond wearing family mad cause I got a timeshare and I ain't sharing. Mega Millions got me on a new adventure.
Oh, she's better than you, man. Oh, man, look at this. I mean, it's just 2 million Boy.
Mega Millions is bigger. Make sure your dreams are too. And listen to Aunt Edith's album, 40 Mil, now streaming on Spotify.
Today's NFL Fantasy Report is being brought to you by Haviland Express Lube, driven to perform, so our customers and their vehicles can too.
NFL Fantasy Report brought to you by Haviland with Chuck and Adam. What do you have?
I got some great stuff this week. We have a lot of backups playing, a lot of injuries, so we have a lot of backups. But I want to start with a couple of quarterbacks this week that I feel are going to have good games. One you're going to say makes sense. The other one you're going to be like, what? Alex Smith. 18 touchdown passes this season. The Giants have given up 20 touchdown passes. And Jay Cutler playing against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers this week. He has 5 touchdown passes the past 2 weeks. He's actually getting the ball in the end zone. Even though he is throwing picks, he will put up fantasy points. Chuck, what do you got?
Well, first you said that what factor. I don't know about Jay Cutler, but let me tell you this. Matt Ryan is a sleeper. Going into Seattle, and you want to ask me why?
Why is that?
Because I'm a homer. I'm playing.
Okay. Hey,
ain't no rhyme or reason. I got a
Makes
hunch
sense.
that Matt Ryan's going to light it up in Seattle. So, Matt, make me look good.
I like the 300-yard passing day from him this week.
Right.
We also got Tevin Coleman filling in for Devontae Freeman, and we got Jamal Williams filling in for every running back in Green Bay this week.
But you like Coleman in Seattle running game.
I love the dump passes. Matt Ryan's going to throw that ball.
Okay.
He's going to get Coleman might have 100 yards receiving this week. Never know. Now, let's get to the wide receivers. Okay. I like Sterling Shepard an awful lot this week, and I like Golden Tate an awful lot. Sterling Shepard had 11 catches last week. Shockingly, Kansas City has given up the most fantasy points to receivers in the NFL this year. So look, even though Eli Manning stinks and the rest of that team stinks, look for Ingram and look for Shepard to have nice days.
Well, who do you think I'm going for? I'm going with Atlanta because I'm the homer again.
Go ahead, let's do it.
Julio Jones is going to have a big day. You want to know why? I got a hunch, and I'm being a homer this week.
Because he's a homer, folks.
And he's got a hunch.
I got a hunch, Bob.
Quite a hunch.
Look for Golden Tate. He has 20 receptions the last 3 weeks. Look for him to have 7 for $110 and a touchdown. And now we got the tight ends. Now I'm going to be the homer. Austin Hooper.
Okay. Yeah.
Look for him to have a great week against a banged-up Seattle defense. And look for Vernon Davis. Yeah, Vernon Davis, the old man who, turns 50 this week?
Yeah. How about that?
Yeah, right? But still runs a 4.4.
Don't forget about Gronkowski versus Raiders. Don't forget about
13 receptions the last 2 weeks for Vernon Davis, playing at New Orleans. Look for him to have a nice week. Now here's your defense.
I like Detroit.
Yep. You like Detroit?
I like Detroit.
Okay, I like Detroit as well. All right, good luck, everyone.
I like Detroit.
Everybody likes Detroit this week. Good luck.
All right, thanks. Good job. We'll be back in just a moment. More footballs. Play to win.
Who do you trust to change your oil? I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell. This is really my car, and Haviland Express Lube is who I truly trust. They're professional, priced to beat the competition, and really, really fast.
Hey football fans, don't take chances by driving with worn-out wiper blades. Pull into Haviland Express Loop Monday through Thursday, mention football's play to win, and get a free pair of wiper blades with the purchase of an oil change.
To see our real research and find the location nearest you, visit trustdale.com/Haviland.
If you or a loved one has been seriously injured in an accident, don't drop the ball by letting the insurance company run all over you. I worked as an insurance lawyer for 10 years and I know their tactics and game plan. I'm Roger Orlando of the Orlando firm. Let our 30 years of experience tackle the insurance company for you. Our team will get you every dollar you deserve. So put the ball in our hands and we'll get your case across the goal line. Find us online at atlanta.law or call 678-LAW-FIRM.
Automatic emergency braking. It stopped for you. Standard on Nissan's most popular models. Get Black Friday savings now. Like 0% financing for up to 72 months on 13 models, or save up to $11,260 on select models. See Star Wars: The Last Jedi in theaters December 15th.
Today on Football's Play to Win, we'll tell you if the Bulldogs are still alive in the college football playoffs. We'll also analyze if Mark Richt can lead Miami to a national title and discuss if the Falcons have found their mojo. It's all next on Football's Play to Win.
Today's show is being brought to you by Ford, Mellow Mushroom, and Georgia Lottery. Welcome to Football's Play to Win with Falcons All-Pro defensive end Chuck Smith, Falcons All-Pro offensive tackle Bob Whitfield, Fantasy Football League Master Adam Brown, Game Analysis with Nikki Williams, Play to Win expert Jeffrey the Ed Schechter, Medical and Injury Update with Dr. Andrew Lalagi, and your host, Atlanta sports legend Bob Neal. Today's Atlanta Falcons Report is brought to you by Ford F-150, the official truck of the NFL.
All right, welcome to the Falcons Report. And Bob Whitfield, I want to go to you first. And this is a question of teachers versus mentors.
Ooh, what we have here, Bob, is Seattle Seahawks, and the Falcons are going there too. We have the coaches of Seattle Seahawks who have been a mentor, teacher, trainer to our coach, Dan Quinn, as well as he has been Sarkisian's coach and mentor trainer so at USC. So what we have there is a chance to beat the guy that taught you all you good and been a part of success with him. So
Pete Carroll, Dan Quinn?
Yeah.
It's kind of like me and you.
Kind of like?
Teacher, pupil.
Oh, yeah?
He thinks that.
When he came, I'm older. He's younger. So when he came into the league, I took him under his wing. He held out a little while. So.
Well, technically, that's true.
Yeah.
So as the teacher-pupil relationship happens, just like an old kung fu movie, the pupil, he learns some moves, some techniques, some things that he can do, and then he starts to whoop up on the master. That's what happens here. Dan Quinn can whoop up on the master.
Miyagi and Danielson.
Wax on.
A lot of the same things. You're wrong for that. A lot of the same things though Pete Carroll does is that Dan Quinn has kind of adapted to what they do here in Atlanta. But I tell you something about Pete Carroll. He's an absolute competitor, just like Dan Quinn, and that's why they got along. I'm gonna tell you a quick story. I met Sarkisian. The first time I met Sark, I went out to Seattle, right? I got a chance to go watch camp. Dan Quinn, gave me so much love, and the first person he introduced me to who was visiting was Sark. So man. So they're really.
Did you sack him?
Pete Carroll was there. Stop it.
You knocked the ball out of his hand.
He took him down.
I think he was at Washington, and I'm not sure. I think he was a coach at Washington. It was pretty cool though.
All right, back in the day when I was broadcasting the Falcons, the crowd was a factor in that they were not a factor. But that's not the same anymore.
It's not the same anymore. It is tough to play in Seattle. It is loud. It's going to be very hard for the Falcons to hear plays. Will they get offsides? Will they have false starts? I don't know. That crowd is brutal. They are so loud. It's definitely going to be a factor now.
That's a great point, because you know what? Matt Ryan, one of the most important things Matt Ryan's going to do is have hand signals. See, you're not going to be able to hear. The 12th man is crazy, and this might be a little, precipitation because it rains a lot out there, but false starts are going to be the most important part, Nikki, what you talk about. The Falcons, they got to limit their false starts. Great point.
They can make all the noise they want, though. They can't tackle it. The crowd doesn't tackle anybody. I think the Falcons just run all over them.
Crowd does. Yeah.
Crowd doesn't.
I hope so.
Their defense, no big deal.
Okay, there you go. You heard it. You heard it here first. All right, no Freeman. Passing open up.
Well, it takes an element out of the offense. When you have to attack with Freeman, you have to give Freeman plays to open up with. So what happens is when Devontae Freeman goes down early in the game, you just scratch all those plays that were just dedicated for him off the list. And then you get back to play calling. You get back to adjustment. So what happens is headache for Devontae Freeman and a hard hit, he's out of the game. Then Sarkisian becomes a real coach and start calling plays to fill that gap. Julio, my man.
Cheap shot or not?
Yeah.
And Coleman had a great game last week.
Cheap shot? No. Good hard tackle.
Yeah.
Good hard tackle.
All right. Chuck, this question's for you. Can the Falcons contain Russell Wilson?
Man, that's going to be a tough one, but I think they can. But the most important part is I'm not spying Russell Wilson. I'm getting after him. I'm trying to force him to run because, look, Russell Wilson's not trying to run, but he's really great out of the pocket. I think as you look at Russell Wilson, he's got a little thicker. He's gaining a little weight. But the point is he's not running like he used to run. But if I'm the Falcons, I'm going after him. But Russell Wilson's playing like an MVP right now. So
he's great at keeping those plays alive with his legs. And the quarterbacks that are the most mobile are the ones that have given the Falcons the most trouble this year. However, if anything, it's helped them prepare for Russell Wilson.
Seattle has a schoolyard offense. No running game, and the quarterback runs around and tries to make a play. I don't think it's going to work this week.
All right, let's find out what 680 and John Kincaid think about all of it.
Thanks, guys. The second half of the season for the Falcons is really just 7 games at this point, now that they're 5-4. And a lot of people are going to tell you that Monday night is a must-win. They are liars. Last year, the Green Bay Packers showed up in Atlanta for the NFC title game. They were 4-6 after 10 games. So do not make this out to be what it isn't. A trip to Seattle is bonus. You win, it's spectacular. The Falcons already hold the tiebreaker versus Detroit, versus Dallas, versus Green Bay. And they can add Seattle to that hit list if they can win on Monday night. But not all is lost if they lose. Do the math with me. If they're 5-5, beat Tampa Bay twice. That's doable. Go on out and beat Minnesota at home. Also doable. You're 8-5. Split with the Saints. You're 9-6. And then beat Carolina in the final home game. You're 10-6. And I believe with all those tiebreakers, 10-6 is taking you to the playoffs. The Falcons have not played as well as you expect. But I can promise you this. This season is far from over, even if there is a loss on Monday night. Go Falcons. Get this train back on the tracks.
All right, John, thanks. How about your pick, Jeffrey?
No loss Monday night. Take the 3 with the Falcons. Don't beat Seattle.
Okay, that's pretty clear. Listen to this man. We'll be back in just a moment as we continue Football's Play to Win.
Let's get the big guy in place. The Ford year-end sales event is here.
I can guide you in. No thanks, Santa. I got this. It looks a little tight. Perfect fit. Santa needs an F-150.
That's Ford, America's best-selling brand. Now get exclusive holiday offers across a full lineup of Ford cars, trucks, and SUVs. Like 0 for 72 plus $1,500 cash back on F-150. Plus all active and retired military and veterans get an additional $1,000 appreciation cash on top of all current offers.
People of all ages suffer from orthopedic conditions that limit daily activities. If you're not getting significant relief from other options or you've considered surgery, LipoGems might be right for you. The LipoGems procedure is a cutting-edge award-winning technology that helps your body heal itself the natural way by using your own powerful fat. This simple and minimally invasive procedure might be the answer you're looking for. For more information or to find a participating physician, visit understandlipogems.com.
Hey, Dad. Are you sure there's nothing on your Christmas list?
I'm just happy you're here.
This one's for Grandpa. And so are these. Merry Christmas, Dad.
Let's go fishing.
This Christmas, for all for less means more.
As an athlete, you know winning doesn't come easy. When you get injured, it's no different. It's hard work coming back, but you accept the challenge. At GMC Sports Medicine, we've built one of the top programs in the nation with the most sports medicine fellowship-trained doctors and the largest team of certified athletic trainers in Georgia, managing 42,000 athletes. Getting you back to peak performance is our challenge, and it's game on.
Today's University of Georgia Report is being brought to you by This Is It Barbecue and Seafood, home of Atlanta's original rib tips.
Welcome back, and don't forget to go to the Play to Win website and enter the Ippolito's Pick'em contest. This season, be sure to visit our website, playingtowin.tv, and take a shot to be #1 against all the competition by picking this week's college and NFL winners against the spread. We'll be giving away Ippolito's $150 gift certificates to each week's first and second place winners. So make sure you come back every week and prove your football IQ by being the best at predicting this week's college and NFL games. Ippolito's, a great neighborhood Italian restaurant. All right, time for the Dog Report, brought to you by This Is It Barbecue. And my question to you, Chuck, is what happened at Auburn?
Auburn.
Well, I think Georgia got muscle.
Auburn
happened.
They got exposed.
Yeah. Well, see, I think what happened was Auburn muscled them up, really. We talked about Georgia having to win the interior line. Auburn dominated the interior line. Number 5, Derek Brown, from here in Lanier High School was at the epicenter of what was happening. Georgia could not create a new line of scrimmage. Auburn was playing in the backfield, so it stymied the running game, and I think that was the key for Georgia, and they couldn't get anything going.
And Malzahn had them off balance. He was running plays.
Yep.
They were clueless.
You're welcome, Malzahn, for keeping your job. Thanks, Georgia.
Can they forget about it and stay focused?
Well, they have to. What was it Kirby Smart just said in his press conference? We're going to start with the man in the mirror. So now we got Sony Michel tweeting Michael Jackson lyrics. This morning I'm starting with the man in the mirror. It's just like we're going to focus on ourselves and do us.
Yeah, but what happened, Bob, is that focus on themselves mentality also exposed some of their weaknesses. And what it was at right tackle, you had a freshman that had been doing a great job all season, but he has to go up against a premier matchup at end, and he gave up a lot of pressure, a lot of sacks that really threw off the timing of the Georgia offense. So they can recover from that if they get some good O-line protection.
But they couldn't run. I mean, at the end of the day, they were forced to throw. But
if you're forced to throw, pass protect.
Yeah, but I'm like this. Georgia, I mean, they still in the mix. Come on now. I mean, everybody's acting like all of a sudden the Dogs are going to fall off the map. What are they, 8-1? What, somewhere in there? Yeah, so I mean,
But
Georgia, just get back to basics and
based on the
do
schedule,
what you do.
Excuse me. We really don't know how good they are.
Well, I know how good they are. I mean, their record speaks for itself, but we'll see what happens against Tech. But the measuring stick is going to be Alabama.
Yeah.
But I think Georgia had a phenomenal year, in my opinion. They beat Notre Dame, but I am surprised that Notre Dame's ahead of Georgia right now in the rankings, but nonetheless.
Do you think that a loss for a team like Georgia is good?
I think it is good sometimes, but again, Auburn's a good team too. I mean, Auburn's, not like the Sisters of the Poor. They should have beat Clemson.
Right.
I don't think Georgia's been exposed. I think they got a great team. I just think they lost. They lost to a team that was better on that given day.
Yeah, but you set yourself up for Kentucky to come in with just a little extra push, a little extra
And they're no pushover.
And they're no pushover. And what you see is,
you kidding me?
Yeah, you got a coaching matchup. Stoops is trying to really prove that he is just as dominant as an Alabama or a Kirby Smart in this matter.
Stop that, man.
So yeah,
That's
you got something to prove.
That's a Pac-10 pick.
That's not a
They can't be.
I don't think they can win, but what they can do is rise up to the occasion because we found the secret how to beat
Kentucky Fried Chicken. That's the only thing going to happen.
Chuck has to wear making Pac-10 sound like
I'm like, come on now. I mean, come on now.
You'll see.
You'll see.
How about Georgia's defense?
Well, I think Georgia's defense
exposed.
Well, how is everything exposed? I mean, there's one team all year that's ran on Georgia. Yeah. One team. So how everybody now, they got exposed, they lost. Yeah. They weren't exposed. So what do you say? Okay.
So they got Benny Snell coming up. Benny Snell's a great running back, and he has that jump cut that everybody likes to see from a running back, a jump cut into the holes where Georgia saw a jump cut runner with this same guy at Auburn. So what do you think, Chuck? Defensive guy, guru?
All I'm saying is everybody's panicking. Georgia has an opportunity to get back
So you're not
on track.
panicking?
Nah, I'm not. Georgia, I mean, they still control them. I mean, they control their own destiny. All they got to do is win out, knock off Alabama. They're playing for the national title.
All you got to do is beat Alabama.
Or Auburn, again.
Or Kentucky.
He's got him at a national title. Okay, we'll just follow it and see what happens.
Well, Bama almost lost to Mississippi State.
They did.
It could happen.
Y'all get off.
What's your pick?
21.5 is a lot of points. This is one of these if you must games. If you must play it, take 21.5 points with Kentucky. Maybe they'll lose by 21. So take the dog.
Kentucky, 21.5. All right, that's it for right now. We'll be back in just a moment. Stay with us on Football's Play to Win.
This is it. Make your holiday easy and delicious with This Is It Barbecue and Seafood. Place your online order today from our special holiday menu featuring delicious smoked or fried turkey, smoked spiral cut ham, sides like cornbread dressing, collard greens, and baked mac and cheese, desserts like sweet potato pie, assorted cakes, and strawberry shortcake. And add our delicious fresh brewed drinks to complete your order. The discounted holiday packages are the best. Go online to thisisitbbq.com to see the full menu and to place your online order.
Who do you trust to change your oil? I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell. This is really my car, and Haviland Express Loop is who I truly trust. They're professional, priced to beat the competition, and really, really fast.
Hey football fans, don't take chances by driving with worn-out wiper blades. Pull into Haviland Express Loop Monday through Thursday, mention Football's Play to Win, and get a free pair of wiper blades with the purchase of an oil change.
To see our real research and find the location nearest you, visit trustdale.com/Haviland.
What's that? Some Mega Millions winner living out her fantasy. Aunt Edith.
Mega Millions in my pocket, Aunt Edith made it. Walking round jet setting pink poodle diamond wearing family mad cause I got a timeshare and I'm sharing. Mega Millions got me on a new adventure.
Oh, she's better than you, man. Oh, man,
Okay.
look at this. 2 million views. Boy.
Mega Millions is bigger. Make sure your dreams are too. And listen to Anteater's album, 40 Mil, now streaming on Spotify.
Today's SEC College Report is being brought to you by the Southeast Nissan dealers. Choose Nissan.com.
Time for the SEC ACC report brought to you by the Greater Atlanta Nissan dealers. Innovation that excites. And we're going to start talking about some cupcake schedules.
Someone say cupcakes?
You can say
So
cupcake.
tasty to eat, so boring to watch. This is what they do now. It is officially the worst week to watch college football, where you've got these cupcake games before you get to the rivalry games. Bama, Mercer, Clemson, Citadel, Auburn, Louisiana, Monroe. Yawn.
Yeah.
So this is what they do. It's it's your cupcake before you get to your big game, and we've all got other plans.
More like pound cake.
It's also a payday for the smaller schools.
Right.
Nice payday. Twinkies.
All right, here's my question.
Payday's good.
Bob Whitfield, should Clemson be number 2?
They earned it. They earned
Yeah.
it. They hanging around with number 2. And what it is that they had some good matchups early on. That Syracuse loss wasn't, something that would just blemish them too far, because Miami creeping up, they still might see them again. Play them in the championship, ACC championship.
And my question to you is how good is Miami?
I think Miami is back. I think Miami does a good job. I think Mark Richt has done one of the best jobs in college football, but the key is the defense. I'm going to tell you, Coach Cool, the defensive line coach, has really got those guys firing that, just getting after it really tough. But I'll tell you this, the quarterback, Rozier, has done a fantastic job of really evolving. He's been the key, the nucleus, in my opinion, that's helped this Miami team get better. I like the U.
Steady at quarterback, Rozier. Not too brilliant, but just
But
steady.
he's improved, and you got to give Rick a lot of credit.
I'm very happy for Mark Richt right
we
now.
gave him a hard time at Georgia and all that stuff. Right. I mean, turn that program around in its second year. You got to give him a ton of credit.
What's he done? Recruiting?
Recruiting, and the defense is excellent. The offense, they play within themselves. They fooled me.
Change the attitude, it looks like. And
Yeah.
what you got. And I think if you watch that game, they hyped it up with the Catholics versus convicts. But what you have is the Mark Richt effect, is that he calmed those convicts down, and what he made them into was some great football players and some real students of the game. Right. And what you have with Miami is guys actually playing some good athletic football, but really being in the right places at the right time.
I mean, they're a well-coached team. You just got to say it.
My old neighborhood, a lot of the Catholics were convicts. So
Yeah.
it just goes to show you, it can go across the spectrum. Notre Dame, overrated?
Chuck, I think they are slightly rated higher than maybe any other team that would benefit from who they are.
They're
Notre
often
Dame,
overrated.
They're always Notre Dame, just
Right.
like Georgia benefits from being an SEC center. So Georgia, Notre Dame, they benefit from the game against each other. So as long as they keep winning together,
right,
it bolsters their rating.
I agree
That's all
with
there
Jeff
is to
said.
it.
I agree with Jeff said. They got smashed by Miami. Georgia smacked them across the head in their own stadium. I really do. I think Notre Dame's overrated, and I think Brian Kelly, a coach that was on the hot seat 2 years ago, has some challenges, particularly when they play against speed. Notre Dame is still one of those teams that is slow. Look at them against Georgia. Look at them against Miami. The speed of both of those programs showed every time they played against
So
Notre Dame.
overrated Notre Dame, even with the Georgia team that has 0 losses, what does that make it for Georgia? Do they get in against a Wisconsin that will beat Michigan this weekend, Bob?
Well, we'll see about that. But you're right, Wisconsin's favored.
But
to win.
Wisconsin's also had a what? What'd you say, Nikki? What's this weekend about?
A cupcake schedule?
Okay.
Michigan's
So Wisconsin.
no cup-
Well,
that's a league
listen,
game.
the bottom line is one good team you play against doesn't give you a chance to get to the Final Four. They got to show me a little more.
If
I
they
need to see
went
a little
out, they
more.
beat Ohio State in the championship game, there's no way you're going to keep
If.
them out. There's
A
no
big
way
if.
Of course, that's if.
Yeah, big
There's
if.
no way an undefeated Big Ten team isn't going
Big
to the
if.
Final Four.
Big if. They're not going undefeated.
Capital
They're not.
I.
Oh, they could lose this weekend to Michigan.
Today's Showdown of the Week is being brought to you by the Georgia Lottery, where every jackpot is a good jackpot.
All right, we've discussed it a little bit, but our game of the week is Wisconsin-Michigan. Michigan plus 7.5, Bob Whitfield.
Yeah, what you have with Wisconsin is Jonathan Taylor. He is a freshman running back that benefits from a gap and pull scheme is what I see it, is that you get gap blocking on the front side and they pull around that back side, either a center or a guard, and they get action on the front side of that play with heavy blocking, a lot of tight ends, and Wisconsin is a hard opponent to prepare for because they do some slugfest football.
Let me tell you something. You talk about coaches, we hear all about this guy, that guy. Wisconsin is a well-coached team, as you can see. And you watch them play, they're very, very efficient. They don't turn over the ball. You got to give them all the credit in the world.
How about your picks?
Well, I'll make Bob happy. This could make Michigan season, getting 7.5 points. I like Michigan.
I do too.
Miami, Florida, going against them. They've been struggling with weaker teams. They should kill Virginia, give them the 19. And Tech and Duke. Duke gives them a hard time, but I think Tech will beat them this year. With the 6 with the Yellow Jackets.
All right, we're going to talk about the significant injuries when we come back. Stay with us as we continue with football's Play to Win.
Automatic emergency braking.
It stopped for you.
Standard on Nissan's most popular models. Get Black Friday savings now, like 0% financing for up to 72 months on 13 models, or save up to $11,260 on select models. See Star Wars The Last Jedi in theaters December 15th.
Do you suffer from irritability, boredom, and chronic cravings? Mellow Mushroom's craft pizza, beer, and cocktails are clinically proven to improve your mood and leave you with a full belly. Mellow Mushroom is fast-acting, giving you relief when you need it the most. Side effects of Mellow Mushroom may include salivation, euphoria, and an insatiable craving for more Mellow Mushroom. Ask your doctor about Mellow Mushroom. She may want to come with you.
We've owned a few different houses through the years. Your company was absolutely the best. They were so professional. Everything they did, they didn't get a mark on a wall or anything else. It was clean, it was friendly, and it was fun. And most of the time, moving is not fun. I'm going to give a great recommendation to Atlanta Peach Movers. It's always on time and it's always professional. There is no tree in Atlanta Peach Movers.
To schedule your move, call Atlanta Peach Movers today.
Hi.
Well, honey, I said sweet potatoes.
Yes, you did. I forgot the shrimp. Shrimp and apple pie.
Dad likes pecan.
Oh, well, in that case, I can.
Love to drive? Visit the Start Your Own Legacy winter sales event for leases starting at $289 a month at your Atlanta area Infinity retailer.
Today's player injury and medical report is being brought to you by the Orlando Law Firm. Put a former insurance lawyer in your corner.
All right, time to go inside injuries. What do you have?
Yeah, so concussions. I mean, we had a ton of concussions this week, so let's talk to the most important player for the Atlanta fans is Devontae Freeman. Grade 2 concussion, third concussion in the last 12 months. It is a high injury risk. He was high injury risk before the season started, and you know it's really going to be difficult for him to get back onto the field this week. Let's talk about Phillip Rivers. No one really saw this injury. It was on a tackle in the first quarter, but he is going through concussion protocol. It looks very mild, and he'll likely be starting in the next game. Ty Montgomery, multiple rib fractures this year. It is very, very difficult to pain manage multiple rib fractures with inflammation of the cartilage. If he gets pain during the game, it's very, very difficult to control that pain and may be taken out early. And then finally, Zach Ertz. He has a hamstring injury. It was a grade 2. He's now a grade 1. Week 10 bye, and so he'll likely be at low injury risk coming into this next game. So shall we talk about Andrew Luck? And we have Dr. E here to tell us a little bit about his labral injury and why he's taking so long to come back to the field.
Absolutely. As you guys know, this last week's been very controversial in reference to Andrew Luck. He sustained a labral injury, and so I'm going to go back a step here with my motto and say, what is a labrum? Well, the labrum is the muscle inside or should I say the tendon inside the ball and socket that prevents it from dislocating. So typically that takes about 12 to 16 weeks to heal from if it's just a simple surgery. However, he's been over 8 months now. He's been put on the IR and he's not playing. It's extremely controversial because they're saying it's in his head and something's going on. Right. So, and you and I know this, that there's something more to the story.
Right.
And
right.
we need to find out what's going on.
Right, and the biggest thing is it's the throwing shoulder of a primetime quarterback, and you know when he doesn't feel right, and it's where they make all their money and their throws. Right. It's a really, really difficult thing to come back from. Right?
I agree, and the biggest concern is we know that there are players out there who've had labral tears who are back now, as well as rotator cuff tears that are doing extremely well. So I wonder why Andrew Luck is not back.
We'll see.
All right, Dr. A, Dr. E, good job as usual. Back in a moment with Jeffrey's picks. You stay with us as we continue with football's Play to Win.
In football, as in the legal system, it helps to know your opponent. I'm Roger Orlando, and I used to work for the insurance companies. I've seen their playbook, and I know their game plan. If you've been hurt in an auto accident, call me at 678 Law Firm.
Every TV doctor knows when preparing for surgery, use an overpronounced washing technique for dramatic effect. They also know you need to get your annual checkup.
Now prepare for your checkup with one touch using the MyCigna app, where you can find a doctor in your plan's network to save money, manage your health, and more.
Need to be thorough.
Cigna, together all the way.
Automatic emergency braking.
It stopped for you.
Standard on Nissan's most popular models. Get Black Friday savings now, like 0% financing for up to 72 months on 13 models, or save up to $11,260 on select models. See Star Wars: The Last Jedi in theaters December 15th.
If you've been seriously injured in an accident, don't get blindsided by the insurance company. I'm Roger Orlando, and I built a winning team to run interference against the insurance companies and get your case across the goal line. Call me at 678 Law Firm.
Feast on one of Longhorn's steakhouse cuts. 12-ounce New York strip, center cut Flo's filet. For a limited time, 14-ounce Delmonico. The feeling, the flavor, the place. Longhorn Steakhouse. You can't fake steak.
Today's lightning round is brought to you by Longhorn Steakhouse, now featuring great American steak dinner. Longhorn Steakhouse. You can't fake steak.
All right, lightning round picks. Jeffrey?
Wake Forest scores a lot of points. They're going to score more than NC State. Give them 1.5. An Oregon State football player comes on the field the day before the game in Corvallis, and nobody's in the stands, and all over the field you got these beautiful, delicious, cute dogs. And this guy loves dogs. He's kissing them. He's hugging them. He looks up at the sky. He goes, "Am I in heaven?" And a voice that sounds like Jimmy the Greek says, "No, son. You're in the Pac-12. Home dog heaven." Take the 7 with the home dog, Oregon State. Now, Vanderbilt's no home dog heaven. Give the points with Missouri, who's playing great ball. In the pros, I like Chicago +3 at home against Detroit. I'm a little stubborn there, but I think they could beat them. Great game, Rams and Minnesota. These teams could be in the playoffs. I like Vinny at home. Give the 2. And I'm a little stubborn here, too. Take the 7 with Oakland. I think they can give New England a game.
All right, I like the phrase. I'm going to keep it. Home dog heaven.
I'm like, no.
That wraps
relish.
the show for today. On behalf of everybody, we'll see you next week on Football's Play to Win.
Today's show has been brought to you by Haviland Express Lube, This Is It Barbecue, and Nally Ford Sandy Springs.